I feel like I'm living in the Twilight Zone. Um, there's just so much confusion and disinformation right now that it's hard to kind of put the pieces together of everything that's going on because certainly the powers that be are not going to spell it out for us. Mostly I've been speaking about societal narcissism recently, so just as a large scale general kind of narcissism that's going on in society. I'm not really speaking on, you know, interpersonal relationships, let's just say. So, now in terms of this chemtrail spraying, if they were doing this for some grand altruistic reason, then certainly they would be able to tell us that. They would be all too happy to tell us that, oh, we're saving this and we're doing this and we're doing that. The fact that they're not telling us anything makes it lean toward the nefarious side, because if this was so great, what they were doing, oh, they're protecting us from this planet or that planet, they would be able, what's wrong with telling us that? They're not telling us what they're doing, and there's a reason why. So, usually, that would mean that's a very bad sign. So, you have to lean in the other direction of pure evil, because if this was so great, and they had some grand master plan, there's some cataclysmic event, and they're really just saving us all, then why couldn't they say that? They can say that, but they're not. So that means it is pure evil what they're doing, you see? So, then you have to lean in the other direction of what they're up to is absolutely no good. It's not helping anyone. It's not for our best interests. It's for their interests, not ours. So people need to wake up and smell the coffee. They've been for 3 weeks straight absolutely pummeling us day and night with chemicals for 3 weeks straight. And I mean, the sky, it's a complete whiteout. When you look at the sky, all you're looking at is all chemical haze. There is nothing natural. The sky used to be blue. The sky is now white, all white. I went out the other day. Now, roughly once a week, they'll let the sun come out, the fake sun simulator. They'll let that come out for like not even a whole day, for like half a day maybe and then they'll start spraying it out. And, you know, I went out the other day. I don't even stay out there because I already know what's in the air and that the sun is emitting radiation. So I was just running errands, going to the store here and there. So I would just go to my car, go in the store, and go back out to my car, like right away. So I literally was in the sun for maybe 5 minutes tops, and I literally came home and was orange. Like, so I'm like, I got a tan in 5 minutes? I mean, okay, that's a new occurrence. I mean, and you're trying to tell me that's the real sun? It takes me generally an hour to get any kind of a tan or any color at all. So like in 5 minutes, I mean, I literally did almost nothing. I had to be max 5, maybe 10 minutes of the fake sun simulator exposure, and I already was a completely different color. I mean, it's just utter lunacy. And the reason why I say it's like the Twilight Zone is because what's happening is you develop cognitive dissonance because you're being told you're being fed one series of events on the mainstream media, and you're being fed a completely opposite series of events if you look at alternative media sources on YouTube, or some people that just have their own websites and things like that, are trying to get the truth out. So it's almost like you have to merge these two conflicting ideas, and it puts you almost in a state of cognitive dissonance. That's what cognitive dissonance is. It's trying to merge between two conflicting ideas. So you have the TV, which they aren't addressing it at all. They're just trying to fill your head with useless jargon and news stuff that has nothing to do with anything, so they can continue on with their chemical warfare and think no one's going to say anything about it. So we have that going on. Then we have completely different information if we look at YouTube. And then when you're walking around town and going about your daily business at work, at school, whatever you're doing, no one's saying anything. They like literally have no clue. So you're like, am I in the twilight zone of insanity? Like, does anyone even know what's going on? Are they paying any attention? Do they care? Do they? And the thing is that people have been looking at their phones for the last 10 years that they don't even. Many people in the sort of younger generation were not connected to the earth, or were used to just like going outside anyway. They were used to sitting on their electronics because they were raised up that way. So they're not even, so I don't know if that was part of the plan. It probably was, or it just all kind of happened and coincided together that it worked out so well. I'm not sure, but it certainly worked out well as a distraction, so to speak, to keep people distracted on their devices. So it becomes quite odd, because when you go around town, everyone's walking around like zombies. Everyone is suffering from vitamin D deficiency. First of all, vitamin D is necessary for all life on Earth, for plants, for people, for trees, for wildlife. We all need vitamin D. Yes, you can get it through supplements and food and stuff, but it's not the same. You're not going to feel as healthy. You can get it and replace it and stuff, but you're not going to get the same. You're not going to feel as well and healthy. So when everyone's walking around, I notice people are acting very erratic. Like, I was taking a yoga class, and this woman like spazzed out on me. I mean, people are just spazzing out all over the place. And I don't even blame them, because I know that, okay, well, first of all, no one's getting any vitamin D. Our lifestyles are geared towards stress and competition and envy and shallow pursuits. So, and people are pretty much brainwashed. So almost like when people start spazzing out and acting erratic, I don't even blame them. Although I did put that lady in her place. So, I mean, I'm not the one to be doing that to, but but the point is, I don't really blame them, because I'm just like, oh, well, they're all suffering from vitamin D deficiency. We all are. So when people are acting erratic, I don't get too, I'm just like, oh, well, they're having all the same issues as the rest of us. So I just kind of try to brush it off. But anyway, the other thing I wanted to mention was they're doing something with the street lights as well. Those they're putting LED bulbs in the street lights, and those also accelerate the radiation. So they increase the radiation that's already in the atmosphere. I mean, they're generally only on at night, so at least they're not on in the day. But they're doing something with those streetlights, and I believe those streetlights are going to be used as some kind of weapon. So this is very serious what's going on. I'm not, unless that's just some weird coincidence, but it don't seem like it, I can tell you that much. It's a little odd because we have the radiation from the fake sun, the radiation from the LED lights. They're flying drones around everywhere at night, and I called the police station, and those are not, they told me that's not their drones. They told me they had one drone that's 6 feet, that's about 6 foot long, and the guy was like, there's no way you would miss it, and he said they just fly it out if there's an emergency situation that they can't get to. So they're flying drones all over the sky. This is not some random person flying a drone, okay, because there was like 5 at one time around where I live. So these are not, and some of the times I've seen them, it was like 2 a.m. Other times I've seen them earlier. You know, I see them at various times, but I look out and I see them all the time. So, and they're not local police drones, so that means they're federal drone. They're federal, you know. So this is very serious. There's something very serious going on, and they're not telling us, which goes in the direction of being pure evil, because if it was for our good, they would be super happy to tell us that, don't you think? So, understand these chemicals being dropped from the sky have now contaminated the entire air supply, the food supply, the water supply, you know, it's falling into the ocean, lakes, any body of water. Where do you think it's going? It's falling to the ground. It's contaminating soil, trees, wildlife. So I hate to bring you a doom and gloom message, but this is what's going on. I don't, to run from this type of thing would be to stay in the level of delusion of a narcissist. I don't operate on delusion in fantasy worlds. I operate on what is going on in front of me and addressing what's actually happening. So, I mean, every day I look outside and I don't know what I'm gonna see on any given day. I almost like look out in dread, and I'm just like, oh, what's gonna be out there today? Because it just keeps getting weirder and weirder. What it looks like to me is they're trying to roll out some complete slave dictatorship with no one's consent, and they think we're all just going to go along with this. I mean, we don't have much of a choice, but we can speak and use our voices. This is supposed to be a democracy, and this is not freedom. Trying to excessively control people is slavery. That is not, there's no reason for even voting or having an election if that's what you're going to do, because you already made up your mind and have an agenda, a slave agenda of how you're going to control society. And, you know, people have been paying taxes their entire lives, worked their entire lives to pay off their homes and make a better life for themselves. And, these evil freaks think they're going to destroy the entire planet and what people have worked for their entire lives because they simply want to control us. I mean, that's utter lunacy. Like, people have busted their asses working for their homes and their belongings, and you know, they're trying to start some type of tyrannical society where everything is controlled. They're talking about microchipping people. They're putting this 5G everywhere, which is horrendous for your health. So you're getting radiation from the sun, from the streetlights, from the Wi-Fi, from your cell phones, from microwaves, from you're being from LED light bulbs. you're being radiated to death. Radiation will kill you, okay? It will kill you. Causes cancer. It's extremely detrimental to your health. It throws off all of your chemistry going on in your body. Do you know that your brain carries signals to the rest of your body to tell it what to do, and those nerves and stuff travel through your spine, and there's a very complex system going on. Your body is electric, and the EMF, these waves interfere with your brain's communication with the rest of your body and your nervous system. It interferes with that. This is not a joke. I am telling you it interferes. I know because I've had 4 years of health problems from living in the building with that cell tower. Thank God I was only there a couple years and I had to move because I started to realize that cell tower was causing all kind of problems. Now this is the stuff that they are installing all over the US, okay, these 5G towers. So this is a disaster waiting to happen. I mean, this is unbelievable what's going on right now. You can't even wrap your mind around it. So frankly, like let's say you live in a high-rise building or something like that. That is actually the worst place on earth that you could even live, because let's say the high-rise has 100 units in it and every single person in there has their own Wi-Fi network. You've now got 100 different wireless networks bouncing all around, confusing everyone. You've got children in the building that they're growing, their nervous system and all that is not even developed yet, and it's already being completely scrambled and jambled and interfered with all kind of radio waves. That is insanity. That is literal insanity. It is so bad. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable that they would allow this. And the cell tower, they didn't have 5G when I was in that other building, and look how many problems I was having under I mean, it was probably like 3G. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, put the pieces together. It ain't rocket science. It's very dangerous. So basically, you've got cocktails of chemicals dropping from the sky, destroying the air quality, and you've got 5G radio waves everywhere. So, okay, and radiation. So, what do? You go inside because you want to get away from the radiation. Oh, but you got to go outside because you got to go, I don't know, grocery shopping or something. So, what are your choices? Go in the house and be radiated through your Wi-Fi and all that, or go outside and have a aluminum, strontium, and barium and mold bath when it's pouring rain. All those chemicals are coming down on you. So those are your two choices. It's like, pick your poison. It's like, evil or more evil, or evil, the same amount of evil. I don't know. I mean, what do you want to call it? It's all awful. No matter which way you slice it, it's awful. So these psychopaths are completely trashing the planet. It's absolute insanity. It's absolute insanity. We need to band together, and get the word out there. You have a voice. I don't know. Everyone has a voice that they can use to speak on this. There's all kind of channels, different weather channels and different stuff I've been following, and I've been learning more and more. We don't have the full picture. They're not going to tell us the full picture. But as I said before, if what they were doing is so great, then what would be the problem with telling us? I don't think it should be an issue, do you?